welcome back to Celtic Talks. And today we're doing honey bread with a twist. You'll find out. So let's start off with our flour. And then we got 2 bags because there's not much in here. So there's our flour. Next we're going to add some baking powder. About that much. Next we're going to take our big ass bag of sea salt. And we're just going to sprinkle some in.
Oh boy.
Next, we're gonna add our vanilla. About that much. And we're gonna add the part that makes the honey bread, honey. We're using wildflower honey to be exact, but you can use any type of honey you want in this recipe. Now, we're not measuring this out because I know about how much you need, but how much honey you're gonna need, it's gonna be about 2 cups of honey. You want it like super sweet. The honey is the sugar in this. Because we don't add sugar to this. The honey is all the sweetness you need for this. So about that much. Then we're gonna go ahead and start adding we have 2 cups of water in here, but we'll see how much we actually use. I bet a lot of you are thinking, where's the butter? Where's the butter? Why isn't he adding the butter? Oh, because this recipe doesn't particularly involve butter.
We know it's scandalous.
How dare you? Blasphemy! A lot of breads do involve using butter, but this one in particular does not. This is a different way to make bread that I don't believe you're going to find anywhere else. So,
Yes, because once again, Sean is very old-fashioned. He doesn't use bread machines.
no. Also, this is more of an ancient kind of way to make bread, because believe it or not, they didn't have butter in ancient times. Oh. No, I'm kidding. They didn't have butter in ancient times, so we're not going to use butter.
No, one of the only things in ancient times we still have today is alcohol.
Made to be specific was the very first alcohol. And mead is also my favorite alcohol, which is why it's funny that my birthday is also International Mead Day. As well as Lunacida, which we will cover on my birthday. So,
Well, you'll view on his birthday.
Yeah, you'll view on my birthday. I'm not recording on my birthday. But it is going up on my birthday, so stay tuned for that.
And for those who need a reminder, that would be August 1st.
Yep. Because we will be out of town on my birthday. As usual.
Oh, what it's like to have a summer birthday and be able to go out of town.
I know, right? Mr. Winter birthday?
It's ironic. My birthday falls in my least favorite season.
Mine just happens to not fall in my favorite season. Which, if you're wondering, is fall. I like fall, but that's because I like Halloween and no, not for the candy and everything else. I love very spooky things in horror movies, and October is my excuse to do that.
That reminds me, I saw a posting earlier about a place that's a combined horror house and escape room.
Ooh, sounds fun. Where is it?
I'd have to look it up. I think it was freaking Ohio.
Dang it. I need to go to Ohio.
We need to go there anyways because Cedar Point and the Hall of Fame.
True. Which Hall of Fame? If you didn't know, there's 2 Hall of Fames in Ohio.
Are we not going to both? Just because?
True. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was awesome, and so is the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh, and so is the Christmas Story Museum.
Mm-hmm. Now, for future notice, if you ever want to crowdfund because you want us to take a vlog trip somewhere, we're more than willing to take your money as a donation.
And we're also not going to argue. If you want us to take a vlog trip somewhere, we'll do it.
Yeah. Because despite the fact that we are freaking 2 guys barely making it by in our 20s, we love to travel anyway somehow. And we always somehow manage.
Love traveling, man. Another thing you'll notice is, see that smooth, almost liquidy, velvety consistency? That's exactly what we want. Another blasphemy mark. We're not kneading the dough. Oh.
Well, I mean, this channel is all about shenanigans.
Let the shenanigans commence. Yeah. We're gonna add a little bit more honey. You use a lot of honey for this.
Well, it's honey bread.
It's honey bread, so it's like 50% flour and like almost completely honey from there. You just use the flour to keep it going for the bread, but then use the honey to finish the consistency. I guess you would describe this method as almost like a pudding, except you're adding flour. You don't add flour to a pudding. And also, we're not adding eggs. Pudding mostly has eggs, for the most part. But this is almost like a honey pudding without the eggs and with flour. So, anyways, that's done. So what we're going to do now is we got our loaf pan right here. We already got our oven preheated to 350. We're gonna spray our loaf pan, make sure that our bread does not stick. And then we also, wasn't in this video, but we also made dyes from, this is homemade red and blue dye from, we made it from produce.
The whole idea is we were looking for a way to make it more naturally.
Yeah.
Although, if you do want to ever see a video of how to make it,
just throw that in there a bit. That's the red. I'll let you look at that before I add the blue.
ooh,
Next, we're adding the blue. If you haven't guessed, yes, we're doing this because it's red, white, and blue. And that being the fact that Memorial Day was this past Monday. We were going to post this video this past Monday, but we kind of decided to do this last minute and had to get the stuff for the dye after learning and trial running how to do the dye. So
on top of that, we were spending this past weekend helping our friend pack because he was moving out.
So one thing I'm going to do is, I don't have a toothpick, but I do have a lightsaber chopstick.
A Count Dooku lightsaber chopstick.
Yeah, to be exact, Count Dooku. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that dye gets in there and looks all nice and pretty, but doesn't mix together too much. I know all this work before I pour it in. Why? It's so weird. Now, told you we're not kneading the dough. We're gonna pour it straight in to our loaf pan here. And then we're going to take it from here. Take aluminum foil. And then we're going to put it over top before we stick this in the oven. And to answer your question, yes, you can add the dye and do all that after you put it in the loaf pan. We just didn't, because I wanted to do it this way. That's why. I don't really need a reason. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in. And then we're gonna let that cook for about 40 minutes to an hour. So we will see you later. Welcome back, and we are going to take our bread out of the oven. It's been in there for a whole hour. So we're going to turn our oven off first. And then grab this puppy out. Actually, didn't even need this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's that. I'm gonna take it over here. Don't fall.
Because that would just be one more injury in my legs I don't need.
And we're gonna put it over here. Yeah. Flip it over. And then we're gonna sit there and we're gonna let it cool for a little bit. So we will see you later. Welcome back. And our bread's done cooling now. Unfortunately, the dye didn't go all the way through. I guess we didn't use enough dye. This is my first time. This is our first time cooking with homemade dye. So sorry about that in advance. We will try. We will do a similar experiment to this for the 4th of July. Stay tuned for that. And but yeah. So let's see how this tastes. It's actually really good. It's creamy and spongy, almost like a cake. It's cooked around. It's a bit crunchy around the edges, just where you want, but it's like smooth and just spongy in the middle. So it's perfect consistency. Anyways, we will see you later.